on horseback, out tending stock for you, to breathe fresh air and watch the sun as it rises and sets. The view from the back of a well-broke horse, well, that's about as good as it gets. Yes, sir, we're cowboys in the kingdom, just like you told us in your word. So until
Howdy neighbor, I'd like to take this time to thank you for viewing this video. I'd love the opportunity to come share with you the love of Jesus Christ in my cowboy style ministry. I use a mixture of poetry, humor, singing, and here's a few samples of it. I hope you enjoy it, and I'd love to hear from you real soon. I grew up in Oklahoma, lived in Texas for a while, then I hung my hat in Florida. Seems I've traveled many a mile, and I don't know where God will send me next. Sometimes it seems I roam, but I'm just passing through here on this journey heading home. 'Cause home's a place that I ain't been yet. I'm a stranger in this land. Now I'm headed to my Father's house, led by my Savior's hand. It's said that home is where your heart is, so heaven's where I'll be. Look, I see the lights of home and hear my Father calling me. And he said, bring your neighbors, your friends and family, and he'll meet us at the throne. And I'd be glad to have your company on this trail that's heading home. You know, I've been blessed most of my life to get to cowboy and draw cowboy wages in Oklahoma, Texas, and Florida. While I was in Florida, one day I asked a old pard Randy down there, Randy, has Disney got a ranch? He said, well, he said they used to, but they sold all their cattle out. They kept the land, used it for their amusement parks and stuff, but they don't have any cattle left. Why? Well, I've worked for every other Mickey Mouse outfit. I thought I'd give them a shot. In a western town in the days of old, before the mines closed down for the lack of gold, the folks there seized the opportunity, and they built them a right smart community. Now they had them a school where the arts were taught, and they built them a church on the corner lot, and they painted her white with a steeple high to greet townsfolk as they was passing by. Now they had them a judge, a sheriff, and a mayor, but they needed a preacher to make things square, so they sent off back east, as was the general rule, and they hired one fresh from divinity school. Now when Sunday come, he is all decked out to preach his sermon, whisper and shout, but when he stepped out to the podium, it was all too obvious that no one had come. Except one old cowboy in a pew back there in his Sunday shirt and his greased down hair, and he sat there quiet, stared at the floor. Occasional glance toward the church's door. Time stood still for the longest while, and the preacher, he coughed and faked a smile. Well, I guess we could try again next week. But emotion reigned. He could hardly speak. His demeanor was that of a scolded pup, and he turned to leave when old Jake spoke up. Now, hold on there, parson. Tain't your fault. 'Cause them there doors ain't like no vault, for there ain't no locks for to keep folks out, and if you don't preach now, Satan's one about. Now, if I was to haul out a whole load of hay and only one cow showed up, she'd get fed that day. Well, now, this preaching man for the past few days found it hard to cope with these western ways, but he figured as how he'd found his call from this profound man with a western drawl. So he straightened his collar, and he stood up straight, and he began to expound on the pearly gates, and he amazed himself at his own recall of the book he waved, chapter, verse, and all. Why, it was God Almighty's omnipotent power that he lectured on for over an hour. And the wages of sin and hell's brimfire, and he didn't weaken and he didn't tire. He was jumping and screaming and stomping the floor. when he noticed old Jake weren't awake anymore. Now, this made him mad, and he stomped to the pew, and he shook Jake's shoulder and said, "I weren't through. You're the one told me about that cow getting fed, and now you're here acting like you're home in bed." Now, you're right there, Preach, about them things I told you. And if I had that load of hay, it'd still hold true. That cow would get fed. 'Tis the cowman's code. But I wouldn't feed her the whole blame load. Some people look at me funny 'cause I wear my hat in town. I wear my riding slicker when the rain's pouring down. Cowboying's my lifestyle. It's the way I draw my pay. The Lord made me a herdsman. I don't punch a clock to end my day. So this hat and clothes I'm wearing really tell you who I am. And it doesn't bother me if you look me up and down, 'cause soon the day is coming. If you look here, I'll be gone. 'Cause I'm headed straight for heaven to do some trading at the throne. And on the way, I'll swap this slicker for a robe so pure and fine. And when I get there, I'm trading this old hat for a crown he said is mine. And then before him, I'll humbly bow when the trade is made complete, and I'll add my crown to the pile that's laying at his feet. Bart, I'd like to thank you once again for taking time to look at this video. Remember to always ride hard, shoot straight, and I hope our trails cross real soon. Back in Dios.
Boys in the kingdom, just like you told us in your word. So until the day that you return, we'll keep on riding herd to watch with all her splendor the miracle of birth, the joy of knowing we're not measured by our monetary worth, to feel the trust, Lord, you put in us as stewards of it all, and that you're right here beside us to catch us if we fall. Yes, sir, we're cowboys in the kingdom, just like you told us in your word. So until the day that you return, we'll keep on riding herd. Yes, sir, it sure is a privilege to ride for the Triple Cross and work to keep the tally straight by looking for the lost, point them to that narrow gate and help them up your trail so they can get to know you and your love that never fails. Yes, sir, we're cowboys in the kingdom, just like you told us in your word. So until the day that you return, we'll keep on riding herd, cowboys in the kingdom. Give him praise.